Like the more famous Jesse James, Outlaw and Lamar County native Rube Burrow headed a gang of train robbers that included his younger brother Jim and made off with thousands of dollars. Although there is little hard evidence to support them, a number of legends have grown up around Burrow as the Alabama Robin Hood, because he allegedly never robbed the poor. The vast majority of his thefts targeted the U.S. Postal Service and rail companies. It is certain, however, that Burrow shot and killed at least one man.
There are many differing stories and opinions about the notorious train robber Rube Burrows. His family was from Lamar County, Alabama, and he still has descendants there. Some accounts refer to him as a noted outlaw, train robber, and murderer. Others disagree about the murders. His first robbery supposedly occurred when he was 18 years old, just outside Sulligent in Lamar County. Armed with a .22 caliber rifle, he held up a neighbor coming home from selling his cotton. The next morning, his father was visited by the neighbor, and Rube had to return the money, but not without a severe tongue lashing. A few months later, he left for Texas to work for the Mexican Railroad, work on a ranch, and rob trains.
My father worked for the Illinois Central Railroad, and Rube Burrow held up a train at Duck Hill, Mississippi, which his train went through there from Grenada to New Orleans. And when he came home, I was a small boy, told about the story. Rube pulled off 8 main robberies during his lifetime. He pulled off 4 in Texas, 2 in Mississippi, 1 in Arkansas, and 1 in Alabama. And Rube what he would do, he would, before the train pulled away from the station, he would get on the back of the coal car. And as he'd get on down the road, the engineer, he'd come out with his gun and crawl over the coal and hold the engineer up and make him take, Rube would make the engineer, he'd force with a gun, make him take him to the messenger, which was in the car next to the engine. And he would go and he would tell the messenger, said, now, I got the gun on the engineer. If you don't pull me up in this car and get away from that, where the money is, I'm gonna blow his brains out. And the messenger would get scared he was gonna shoot him or shoot the engineer. And he would jump down and let him come up. He would get the money and put it in his sack and jump down, and they ran into the woods.
It was to be Rube Burrow's last train robbery in Flomaton, Alabama. Heading back to Lamar County in pouring rain, he found an empty bunkhouse outside of Linden to sleep. It was there that he was discovered and subdued by 2 black men, and then shackled with the assistance of 2 white men. All 4 took Rube to the Linden jail and proceeded to guard him. Eventually, Rube commented that he was hungry, and if they would give him his grub bag, he would share. They did.
McDuffie, the white fellow, laid the gun down to go in there to eat some more. When he did, Rube went in the sack second time. Instead of pulling out crackers, he pulled out this little dungeon pistol, and he throwed it on them and said, now, you boys, stick 'em up. So you'll find out who Rube Burrow is.
Not being satisfied with his liberty, he held one of the black men at gunpoint and went in search of a man named Carter, who was holding Rube's weapons and money. Discovering that Carter was across the street, Rube called him out in the open.
And when he did, Rube saw that Carter had that gun. He pulled out the gun, and when he did, Rube opened fire. They both emptied the guns at each other. And Rube fell in the street. The bullet went right through his heart to death.